All right, happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. 15-game MLB slate. Lots of weather today, so we are going to talk about some games, but a lot of uncertainty around weather. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Comment down below with your favorite plays. Today, I've got 4 best bets for you guys. Recap from yesterday, we went 2-2. We had bullpens. We had some bullpen issues. We had the Phillies race to 4. They ended up winning 4-0. We had the Orioles on the money line. That was sweaty, but they got it done in extra innings. We had the Rays -1. Tied it up at 4. Thought this was okay. We're banking on this one. And they couldn't score in the 8th, so that hurt. Or was it 7th? I can't remember. Either way, a beautiful opportunity. Couldn't capitalize, and the bullpen blew it. We had the Yankees -1. Rodon pitched pretty good. Did everything we were hoping he would do. And Mark Leiter Jr., he sucks. Got a little nervous when I saw him come in the game, and he blew it. So it is what it is. 2-2. Let's have a good winning day here with these 4 best bets. Now, like I said, lots of weather today. You got to be really careful. But kicking off the card here is going to be the Yankees and the Blue Jays in a day game. Starts at 3:07. I believe it's Canada Day. I'm not sure. I know yesterday was some type of holiday for sure. But anyway, Max Fried going up against Kevin Gausman. Max Fried, the lefty, 10-2 on the season. Gausman, 6-6. Fried's been outstanding on the road. Aside from one bad start against the Dodgers, he's just been lights out. He's got a 1.99 ERA and 9 away starts. Gausman hasn't been great at home with a 4.54 ERA and 7 home starts. I mean, the good news is the Yankees saved all their good arms. Kind of wish they would have used them yesterday, but they didn't. So it's definitely a Yankee spot, but this price is absurd. We got an over-under of 8. It would be Yankees or nothing for me. Do I want to bank on the Yankees again? No. They're really starting to get on my nerves with the L's here. But Fried, I think he pitches outstanding. Over-under of 8. Wouldn't mind an under 8 here, but at this field, it's very easy to score runs, so it's going to be a pass for me. Next game, Padres and the Phillies. Nick Pivetta going up against Christopher Sanchez. All right, so Pivetta in this park with the wind blowing out is dangerous. Now, the issue is there is a 75% chance of rain, so really hard to handicap this, but from what I can tell, it looks like the game's going to be played. So give me the Phillies on the first 5 on the run line. Anytime you see Pivetta pitching at a park that is homer friendly, it just doesn't go well for him. He is a fly ball pitcher. 68% of his outs come via the fly ball. He is giving up 1.09 home runs per 9. But when we look at the parks where they're very favorable to home runs, he typically gets rocked. So this is one where A, I don't trust the Padres bats. And B, I don't trust Pivetta in this park. So home runs are going to be way up. Runs are going to be up. You do have Bryce Harper back. I think he went 0 for 2 yesterday with a walk, but you got some guys that can do some damage. It's just not something where I can get behind him. And Sanchez at home has been pretty serviceable. Over-under of 8. I would lean towards the over, just given the chance that there is a delay issue. Still got the back half of this Phillies bullpen, which I don't entirely trust. Now, on the bright side, they didn't have to use many arms. I think they used 1 arm yesterday. So Wheeler just absolutely dealt. He was typical Wheeler at home. So I do think the Padres bounce back and get some runs. So over 8 doesn't sound bad whatsoever. So that's where I'm at there. Next game, Cardinals and the Pirates. I mean, the Pirates are demons right now, scoring 9.33 runs over their last 3. Just absolutely trounced the Cardinals yesterday. They've just been throwing up runs. So it's pretty wild. You got Andre Palante going up against Paul Skeens. Fading Paul Skeens has been very profitable. He is 4-7 on the season, even though he has a 177 opponent average, 2.12 ERA. Palante hasn't been great on the road. He's got a 4.60 ERA in 8 away games. Skeens 2.56 at home. There's a 36% chance of rain. It's going to be a 6-mile-an-hour wind, slightly blowing out in 77 degrees. So good weather. Do I have the balls to pull the Pirates on the run line? No. So going to pass on this one. No way I can get to the Cardinals here. I think Skeens is able to dominate, and this Pirates offense has just been lights out. #1 hitting team against righties over the past week. with a 317 average. They've been getting it done with runners in scoring position. They're hitting 348 with runners in scoring position. Just not an angle where I'm willing to back them. So, yeah, a little high price here. Next game, Twins. And the Marlins going to be Joe Ryan going up against Edward Cabrera. So Ryan's been pretty good on the road. He's got a 2.87 ERA in 8 away starts. Edward Cabrera just below 4 ERA in 7 home starts. This is a Marlins team that's hot right now. 8-2 in their last 10. They've won 7 straight. They've faced some good pitching, and they've hit them all. Twins have lost 2 in a row, 3-7 in their last 10, but Joe Ryan's been pretty solid on the season, 8-3. Give me the over. Over 7.5 in this park's just too light, man. Way too light in this park. So over 7.5 would be where I would fall there. That's going to be one of our best bets today. It's just simply too light. You still got a Marlins bullpen that's susceptible. We've seen the Twins bullpen kind of struggle a little bit as of late. Last 30 days, they got a 6.80 ERA. It's actually worse in baseball. So we've seen some late inning struggles once you get past Joe Ryan. That said, I think Joe Ryan gets a lot of Ks today, so I wouldn't mind taking him to get 7 strikeouts. This Marlins team can be susceptible to the K. Ryan is striking out righties at a 36% clip over the last 30 days. And Marlins are still striking out right around league average. So I like him to rack up some Ks today. All right, next game is going to be the Tigers and the Nationals. Jack Flaherty going up against Trevor Williams. Trevor Williams, not a dude you want to trust. Giving up a 321 average to lefties over the last 30 days, 171 to righties. Flaherty, we've seen him get shelled plenty as of late, it feels like. 86% chance of rain in this one, and the wind's going to be blowing in. So a lot of uncertainty. I need to see the timing of when this rain's coming in. 9.5 doesn't seem terrible, but again, it's so rain dependent. But again, rain typically equals run. So I'm just going to lay off 2 bullpens that haven't looked fantastic over the last 30 days. Tigers 4.44 ERA. That's 22nd. And the Nationals are, just the Nationals. They're 28th with a 5.42 ERA. Tigers team total over would probably be the only way I'd want to play this, just so I can fade Flaherty in case he has one of those weird, erratic, bad starts. I mean, Flaherty's 5-9 on the season, which is not great. So considering this team is 53-32, Flaherty's got 9 of those L's. He's got a 6.17 ERA on the road. Trevor Williams has almost a 6 ERA at home. So 2 guys, damn near 6 ERAs. This Nationals team has been hitting, and they've been hitting the ball hard. So they're hitting 271 against righties over the past 2 weeks, 280 over the past week. This Tigers team, 278 over the past 2 weeks, 306. So 2 teams that are really hot offensively. The 9.5 doesn't sound terrible. Like I said, just need to see if this game's actually going to be played with that much rain. All right, next game is going to be the A's and the Rays. Freaking Rays. Shane Baz going up against Jeffrey Springs. This Rays team's been hitting lefties. We said it yesterday. Didn't get to Lopez a ton, but man, Springs is a far cry from Lopez, in my opinion. Springs has a 4 ERA on the road. Baz has almost a 6 ERA at home. Over 8.5. Pitch mix looks terrible for both of these pitchers. If we look on the A side, Rays are 4th hitting the fastball, 2nd hitting the changeup, and they're 10th hitting the slider. So they're top 10 in everything Springs throws. As for the A's, they're hitting the fastball and the cutter well, 2 of Baz's pitches. They're hitting the changeup really well, and they're hitting the curveball pretty well. So literally everything's going plus here in terms of offense. It's going to be 83 degrees. There is a 46% chance of rain, and the wind is blowing out today. So over 8.5 just feels way too light here. I could see one of these teams just popping off offensively. So over 8.5 is going to be one of our best bets. Next game is going to be the Brewers and the Mets. Freddie Fastball Peralta going up against Clay Holmes. Peralta on the road has definitely been way more susceptible than at home. He's got a 2.90 ERA on the season, but does jump to 4.02 in 9 away starts. Clay Holmes, ERA goes up just a tick when he's at home. He's got a 3.13 ERA. Yeah, the issue for Peralta is he's struggling against righties. He's doing great against lefties, but righties giving up a 359 average over the last 30 days. His K rate significantly lower at 16% as opposed to lefties. He's got a 177 average and he's striking them out at a 27% clip. So maybe Peralta under Ks could be a look, but this is just one. Weather-wise, 65% chance of rain, and there's a 10-mile-an-hour wind blowing out. I do like the Nerfy here, though. Didn't pull the trigger on it just because, again, I need to know the weather, but these are technically, the Brewers don't score a lot of first-inning runs. They're fourth worst in MLB. Mets are 11th worst in first-inning runs. You combine these two in terms of the Nerfy, they're 28-5 on the season between Peralta and Clay Holmes on Nerfy. So I do think there's good value here at minus 125. I do have this at like a 63% probability of a Nerfy, so the 125 would technically be a plus EV play. So lean towards the Nerfy in this one, but if I had to pick a team, I would lean towards the Mets at home. That said, Brewers have been really hot. So we're it's really the values on the Brewers here. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They did lose their last game, but you got a Mets team that's really struggled, 3-7 in their last 10. They've lost 3 straight. So it's just really, I think they get back on track here at home. But for me, probably the Nerfy would be the only play I would look at here. All right, Reds and the Red Sox. Oh my God, Chase Burns. Now, everything I've seen, a lot of videos saying he was tipping his pitches. He didn't even get 2 outs in the first inning before he got plunked. So got pulled. He looked horrendously bad. This is one I think a ton of people were on the Reds yesterday. Richard Fitz going up against Brady Singer. Singer's just not a guy I trust. Got a bad ERA on the road. That said, Richard Fitz has been pretty bad at home. We're not talking about a ton of innings, though. He's got 25 innings under his belt, does have 21 Ks, but he's only averaging 4.2 innings per game. In terms of the weather, another one with rain, 48% chance of rain, 9-mile-an-hour wind blowing out. This presents some challenges for the Reds, right? They had to essentially staff an entire game yesterday, considering Burns only got 1 out. So you've got some bullpen issues. If there is some type of delay, and let's say Singer, pitches in the 3rd inning, they get an hour-and-a-half delay. Now this bullpen's got to eat more innings. So, I don't know which way I want to go here. Reds team total over 4.5 would be an avenue I would take. I do like the Reds in this spot. Just a bounce back factor here. Fitz is 0-3 on the season. But, man, really can't get behind Brady Singer. So it would be Reds team total over 4.5 is probably the only way I would play this. Next game is going to be the Angels and the Braves. This is a funky, weird. This is my fishy line of the day. Braves minus 164 with a rookie with a 10 ERA. He's given up a 368 opponent average, 283 to left. It doesn't make sense. The hard hit percentage on this guy is through the roof. Exit velo is ridiculously high. He's given up a 500 average of runners in scoring position. It's the fishiest spot of the day. Now, that said, Tyler Anderson's been terrible on the road. 6.26 ERA in 8 away starts. Weather-wise, going to be 79 degrees with a 6-mile-an-hour wind blowing out. But yet again, 63% chance of rain. So, I just don't want to pull the trigger on this, but Angels' money line looks pretty good. Both of these teams, not like they're tearing it up. Over the last 10, the Angels are 5-5. Braves are 4-6. They're 23-17 at home. Good, above 500, but not exactly dominant. Fishy spot here. Angels games typically go over. 54% of their games go over. Braves are the opposite. 59% of their games go under, and we get a total of 9.5. It's just everything's fishy here. So it would be Angels team total over would be the way I would play this. You can get plus money, over 4.5 at plus money. All right, next game is going to be the Guardians. Actually, no, it's going to be the Orioles and the Rangers. Jacob deGrom going up against Brandon Young. Whew, man, this is a hefty price to pay. I understand it's deGrom, and, that's good, but he is a righty, and this Orioles team can hit righties. That said, I don't trust this Rangers offense. Hitting 195 against righties over the last 2 weeks. That's dead last in baseball. Over the last week, they're hitting 213. That's 26th. Struggling with runners in scoring position. One thing they do, they do give DeGrom runs. They're averaging 5.25 runs a game when he pitches. Orioles are only averaging 4 when Young pitches. So this would be one, just from a pure value standpoint, I think you got to take the Orioles here, at least on the run line. But no way I'm getting behind this Rangers team that just offensively doesn't blow me away. Pitch mix for DeGrom technically doesn't look good. That said, he's DeGrom. I think he finds ways to be successful today, but Orioles are third hitting the fastball. He throws that 46% of the time. They're sixth hitting the slider. He throws that 39% of the time. They're eighth against the changeup, fourth against the curveball. So this is top 8 team against his entire pitch mix. Just cannot pay this price for the Rangers. So it'd be Orioles or nothing for me. Next game, Cleveland and Chicago. Gavin Williams going up against Matthew Boyd. We do have the wind blowing in at Wrigley. It's going to be an 8-mile-an-hour wind blowing in, so it's going to be one of those days a little tricky to get the ball out of the park. Matthew Boyd 7-3 on the season, 2.65 ERA. It does drop to 2.41, but again, we've seen a ton of wind blowing in at Wrigley, so I think these are masked ERAs. It's a lefty going up against Cleveland. I don't really, no spot to get to Cleveland here. Cleveland 26th over the last 2 weeks against lefties, hitting 213, 186 over the past week. WRC plus sucks. K rates are pretty much average, but no angle here. Cubbies against righties have still been hot. They've been hot all season, but they're top 6 in average over the last 2 weeks. Number 2 over the past week. Decent with runners in scoring position. It's Cubs or nothing for me, but man, it's a hefty price to pay. So not going to be on that game. Next game is going to be the Rockies and the Astros. Colton Gordon going up against Chase Dollander. Do I love Colton Gordon? No. That said, he's not been terrible. He's got a 4 ERA. It actually drops to 3.5 on the road. Dollander at home's been a nightmare. He's got an 8.5 ERA. He's got a 6 ERA on the season. You've got a Rockies team that's the worst hitting team against lefties. They're just not fantastic. And you've got an Astros team that's on fire. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Rockies are 2-8, as you would expect. At home, Rockies are 8-32. But on the road, the Astros are 18-20. So not the greatest win record on the road, but this is a spot where give me the Astros on the run line. It's going to be 83 degrees, 8-mile-an-hour wind blowing out. Dollander's just been awful. Hard hit percentage is higher than I want. Struggles with runners in scoring position. So everything here says let's take the Astros on the run line. A little first game beat down. The Rockies in the first game of the series have been dreadful. So like this spot for them. All right, Kansas City and Seattle. It's going to be Michael Lorenzen going up against Emerson Hancock. Not some aces on the bump, that's for sure. Lorenzen, last 30 days, just not been good. Giving up a 325 average to lefties, 314 to righties, giving up a 274 average of runners in scoring position. You got Hancock on the other side, who's been pretty good, but he's given up almost a 300 average to righties, almost a 300 average of runners in scoring position, giving up almost a 6 ERA at home. You got Lorenzen giving up a 6 ERA on the road, and you got an over-under of 8.5. I'm not taking over-unders in this park. It would be Mariners or nothing for me in this spot. Just can't get behind Lorenzen here. And this Royals team offensively hasn't been lighting it up, hitting 220 over the last 2 weeks. That's 25th in baseball. Hitting 217 over the past week against righties. That's 22nd in baseball. So 2 teams. I think we're getting a decent price to take the Mariners at home. All right, last game on the card. Actually, no, we got 2 more. I'm sorry. We've got San Francisco and Arizona. So this one's going to be Hayden Birdsong going up against Zach Gallen. Zach Gallen at home has been atrocious. 6.29 ERA and 9 home starts. It's really righties over the last 30 days that have been getting to him. 275 average against them. Runners in scoring position, he struggled. 267 average. On the other side, you got Hayden Birdsong. Lefties have been lighting him up a little bit, hitting 300 against him. Hard hit percentage is just as high as Gallen's. Runners in scoring position, he's doing a little bit better. Pitch mix for Birdsong looks terrible. Diamondbacks, they hit fastballs. And Birdsong 44% of his pitches are fastballs, and then he throws a slider. So a lot of fastball slider combos. Kind of falls right into the D-backs wheelhouse here. D-backs minus 137. I don't mind it. I'd rather take the over. We saw a low-scoring game yesterday. I think Gallen gives it up. Birdsong should give it up. So over 9 would be the way I would play this. So it would be the D-backs or over 9. And then last game on our card is going to be the White Sox and the Dodgers. Yamamoto going up against Shane Smith. So Shane Smith's been really good on the road. 7 away starts, 2.5 ERA. That said, his last couple starts just have not been great. Yamamoto's been, Yamamoto. He's going to have a bad start every once in a while, but I like Yamamoto to get a bunch of Ks in this game. We've just seen teams able to strike this team out. And I think that probably continues today. Yamamoto does pretty good against lefty bats, 27% K rate, 21% against righties. Again, you're just absurd price here. It would have to be White Sox or nothing somehow. White Sox on the run line or something. Dodgers -2. I don't know. I'm not going to play this game. Weather-wise, 71 degrees, 10-mile-an-hour wind blowing out. So we got an over-under of 8.5. I could see an over. White Sox team total is like 2.5. So that's one. There is some value just taking the White Sox team total over 2.5. It's typically one of those like system plays. When you get a 2.5, you just take it. But would not have gone well in the Tigers game on Sunday night. So yeah, too high of value here. Minus 315 is just absurd. All right, let's get into our best bets. Get you guys on your way. First play is going to be the A's and the Rays over 8.5. I do like this play a lot. This is just one that we should see offense, especially in the small park with the wind blowing out. Twins and the Marlins over 7.5. It's just too low at this park. So I like the value here. Astros -1.5. Like I said, Rockies, worst team in baseball hitting lefties. Astros are starting to heat up a little bit, so I think they absolutely rock Dollander. And then they're able to get to a very susceptible Rockies bullpen. And then the Phillies, first 5 -0.5 a run. I just think Pivetta, it's just not a good park for Pivetta in his pitch mix. He's going to elevate some fastballs. I think guys like Schwarber, Harper, even Castellanos potentially could take him out to the yard, 2, 3, 4 run home run. Who knows? But let's hope for a lot of runs. So those are the plays, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's video.